Hi, I'm Al Cobb with SIP School, and we're back again with Jonathan. Jonathan traveled all the way down from Minnesota to talk about liquid applied membranes. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right, let's talk about yours. And what I really find interesting about the liquid applied membrane that you offer with the SIP Seal branded name on it is that it's really two components, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so we have the liquid applied membrane, but even before we get to that, we start looking at the substrate and we're filling up the cracks and the joints with the sausage tube material that you refer to as liquid flash.
Right. They're both very, very closely related products with different attributes for the way they are applied.
Right, because obviously this one is on a caulk gun, so we're caulking and applying with a trowel.
And troweling.
Right.
Right.
Whereas this
can be rolled or sprayed.
With a spray gun.
Yeah.
When we use the liquid flashing, we apply multiple beads and then we knock it down with a trowel. Why are we doing this?
We want a thicker coating at joints and rough openings.
The continuity of the liquid flashing is important so that we don't get any driving rain through those areas, and again, to try to keep bulk water out.
That's correct.
So it's a pretty easy process. So we're basically laying down the flashing material and then mixing up just like you would mix up a 5-gallon bucket of paint, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, and it has the ability to be thinned a small amount with mineral spirits.
Not water, mineral spirits.
With mineral spirits, and that will, depending on, you know, how long the material has been on the shelf,
right,
and what the temperature is, you can loosen it up a little bit so it rolls better.
So it's not really different than any of the other commercially available liquid applied membranes, other than I've never seen this material being used with some of the other membranes. So it's designed specifically for what? The gaps or the...
And the windows.
And
you want your window opening to be totally sealed. You want to pretend like your window is going to leak, which most of them do.
Right.
At some point.
There's two types of windows, those that leak and those that will.
That's right. You know it. And so the idea is to have that rough opening for the window be entirely weather tight.
Gotcha.
If it gets wet in there, it doesn't matter.
Now, speaking of getting wet, like all things, especially in the SIP industry, which we speak about time and time again, is it's not so much trying to keep it from getting wet, it's thinking about and planning for it to dry out when it gets wet.
Yeah,
so it begs the question, can it dry out through your membrane?
Yes, it is vapor permeable,
okay,
and it will allow moisture that gets behind it to move to some point that's drier.
Gotcha. So what, on a level of permeability, what number do we typically look at when we refer to this material?
Yeah, we're in 12 to 15 perms.
So 12 to 15 perms is more permeable than most house wraps. There are some high-end house wraps that might be a little bit more than that. But one of the things I find interesting when you're talking about liquid applied membranes is the membrane is in direct contact with the substrate, so the moisture can actually wick through that via its permeability, as opposed to a house wrap where you need a driving force, that driving force being either a differential pressure or a difference in temperature to draw that moisture through the membrane. So it's a nice attribute to the liquid applied membranes.
Right.
Right. So glad to see that you've come onto the market with this. I'm really looking forward to applying some of it in the near future. Once again, a great product from SIP Seal. Thanks for bringing it down here and showing it to us.
Thank you.